Today I'm going to show you how to set up and run a Google Ads account for a service-based business. We've generated over $75 million in Google, and we see the same mistakes over and over again when business owners try to set up their own Google Ads accounts. Conversion tracking, targeting, ad copy. So today we're walking you through every single step of the process, exactly how to set up the account, and if you stay until the very end, I'm going to walk you through our optimization checklist to continue scaling your account and generating profitable, consistent leads through Google. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the very first step for setting up a Google Ads account for a service-based business is heading to ads.google.com. That's where I am right now. When you go to this website, you'll be given this screen and you'll have the option to start now. Now, I can't show you exactly how to do this step here because I already have an account. So if I click this button, it won't let me create a new one. But basically, it's a very simple process. You just follow the steps to go through and create an account. You put in your business information, your name, your billing information, all that good stuff. And then it should dump you into this screen right here. Now, this is the actual Google Ads account. You can see we're in here right now. There's absolutely nothing in here. And I'm going to walk you through every single step from start to finish on what you need in a service-based account. So first of all, you're going to want to make sure that you have conversion tracking set up. Now, if you've ever seen any of my videos before, I'm sure you would have seen me talk about conversion tracking so many times. It's very, very important to make sure that you are actually tracking all of the results in your account and registering when customers are making valuable actions, making inquiries, making phone calls, all that good stuff. So what you want to do is set up a new conversion action. Now, when you do this, it's going to take you to this screen here. So what we're first going to do is we're going to do website and phone calls. So for your website, you're going to enter your business's website here. So we're just going to pretend that our name is Logan's Logs and we're a tree removal company. loganslogs.com. We'll give that a go. So now, when it scans a website here, I'm probably going to get given an issue, but we can use this here. It appears to be working. Okay, great. And we're going to select to use a Google tag. So you can see that this Google tag here is not installed yet, which makes total sense because this isn't my website, so we don't expect the Google tag to be installed. And yours probably isn't installed just yet either. So the way that we install it is we go to Setup in here, and once you click Setup, it should load this page right here. And then you got to grab this piece of code. Now this bit is a little bit confusing, but trust me, it is not that hard. You can definitely do it yourself. All you have to do is click this copy button here, and then you have to paste this into the head code of your website. Now, if you built your own website, you will have to do this in your website builder. I don't know exactly what website builder you're using, but you have to go into your website builder and go to the section that basically allows you to edit the code of the website. When you edit the code, you just want to you copy this, and then you paste it into the section that says head code. There'll be an option for head code, body code, maybe footer code. All you want to do is paste it into the head code section. If you're unsure how to do it, once again, just Google how to edit head code on my website builder, whatever your website builder is, and you can do it there. If you have a developer who built your website, that's even better. All you have to do is send this code to them and say to them, hey, put this in the head code, please. Now, after it's in there, you'll just want to click test installation to see if it's installed. Now, in my case, it's obviously not going to be installed because this website isn't real, but basically that'll let you install your Google tag onto the website, which means that you can now measure conversions. So once you've done that, you can back out of those windows there and your Google tag is now set up. Now, obviously for me, it's not, but for you, it should be set up once you've done that and once you tested it and it's come up green, all working. So we'll go save and continue here. Let's see if it's wanting me to do this again. I should be able to get through here as long as it lets me continue on. Here we go. And we'll just say, okay. Done. There we go. So we haven't installed the Google tag just yet, as you can see, but you guys should have this one installed already. Now let's save and continue. Okay, so what we want to track are basically for the vast majority of service-based businesses, you'll find that the two most common and important leads that you can track are a phone call lead and a lead form submission. So a phone call is obviously when someone calls your business phone number, and a lead form is when someone submits a form for an inquiry. Now, if you have other conversion events such as book appointment, that's another one we could use here, but it follows the exact same process as submit lead form. So I'll walk you through that in just a moment. But first, for the phone call, right? So the phone call conversion, first of all, we're going to set up calls from website visits. So when this basically means someone has gone to your website, they've called the phone number on your website, and then they've spoken to you essentially. So that's what we're selecting here. Someone calls a phone number shown on my website. Now, you can also track when someone clicks on a phone number on your website. However, that one can cause issues if you use a specific tracking event. But basically, we just want to go with this one, right? Someone calls a number shown on your website. Now, what you have to do is enter the phone number for your business. So I'm just going to use the example number here, 201-555-0123. So we're going to pretend that that is our phone number, and this is a number we want to track. Now, you must make sure that this number looks identical to the number on your website. If you have spaces, if you have dashes, if you have brackets, they have to be in the exact same place, because otherwise it's not going to work properly. Now, the way this function works, it's a little bit confusing. Basically, you tell Google, so remember you just set up your tag on the website. So when you set up your tag, it gives Google the opportunity to basically track everything on your website. And so when you're setting this up, you're telling Google, hey, I'm giving you my phone number here on the website. What I want you to do is replace this phone number with a forwarding number, and then Google creates a forwarding number, places it on your website instead of this number through the tag. And so that means when anyone goes to make a call to you, they see the Google forwarding number, they call the Google forwarding number, then Google registers that call, and then the call gets forwarded through to your real number. So it does place a Google forwarding number on your website in order to track your conversions. However, this doesn't cause any issues for the actual customer. All they have to do is just click the number and make the phone call, and Google just tracks it on the way through, essentially. So once you put in your phone number, you just press use this event, and it should be able to save and continue here. While we're in here, we're going to add another category before we keep moving on. So we've got the phone call lead set up. That's great. Now, the other lead that I mentioned is a lead form submission lead. Now, this is one that we also want to track in the conversions here, and this one's even easier than the phone call. So we want to create this from, again, the Google tag, and what we want to do is track without code just to make it really easy for you. So the way that this tag and tracking works is it tracks when someone lands on a certain page. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that after a user submits a form, they go to a certain page. So this could be a thank you page, this could be a more information page. Basically, in 99% of cases, it's a thank you page, right? So you'll have to set up on your website once again. So if you built the website yourself, make sure you set up that when someone submits a form, they get sent to a thank you page. That's all you have to do. You just have to set up one page that just says, thank you for submitting our form. We'll be in touch shortly. That's the only page you need. You just need that single page. And the URL will probably look like loganslogs.com or yourdomain.com/thank you, right? That's a very common setup. Now, if you have a developer, just tell your developer, hey, can you please create a thank you page that is set up to be redirected to after my form. So after someone submits a form, send them to the thank you page. And then you'll get this page here, and you just put in that URL there. And what Google is now doing is it's tracking when someone lands on that thank you page. So what that means is, because the user's on the thank you page, they must have submitted the form. So therefore, this tracks the thank you page as a form submission conversion. And it works really well. As long as you just make sure that your thank you page is functional and you're only driving these form submission traffic to that page and nobody else is going to that page, then it should work perfectly. All right, and then you hit done, and look at that. We got our 2 conversion events set up. This is probably the most difficult part of the whole setup, to be honest. And that's literally all you have to do. You go save and continue, and your conversions should be ready in just a moment here. There we go, boom, they're ready to go. Now, this is again giving you an opportunity to set up your Google tag. You won't need to set up the Google tag because we've already set it up. If you found that there's no tags found, you may need to set one up again, but it should be all functional and working for you because we already did the Google tags part. But there is one more step here for the phone calls, right? So remember when you added in the bit of code for the Google tag, you also need a little bit of code for the phone call, just to make sure that Google replaces that number with the forwarding number, so you have the forwarding number on your website. So it's very easy. Once again, all you do is see event snippet, you've got it here, and then you copy this code and you paste it in the same place as the Google tag. So just go to the Google taggers, press enter, just like 2 lines below it in the code, paste this in, that's it. just go where the Google tag is. So the head code, you want to go into the head code, press enter a couple times, and then paste this in, Command V. Or tell your developer to add this to the head code. Once again, very straightforward. You just need to have this in the code to make sure that you can track the phone calls. All right. And that's it. That's literally it. You can turn on enhanced conversions there. I wouldn't worry about it too much for most people. There's also a little option here to email instructions to your webmaster. So if you do have a developer, you can just easily email them like this to show them what they need to do and what they need to put in. But you can also just copy it, send it to them, and tell them to put it on. Very, very easy. And then we go agree and finish. And now that is the hardest part done, which is your conversion tracking setup. Now, these may say misconfigured initially because they just don't have any data. They haven't been tracked. They haven't measured the website yet. So it'll take a little bit of time. But after a couple hours, these should basically just say, they shouldn't say inactive. They should just say 0 conversions once people have visited the website and once people have gone on the pages that have these tags. But that's it. Once again, your conversion tracking is now set up. So let's get into the campaign creation. So as long as you know your business well, the campaign creation stage will be the easiest part of the Google Ads setup. So let's get into it and I'll show you exactly how to do it. First of all, we want to create a new campaign. Now, this is the search campaign that every single service-based business will run. The beauty of a service-based business account is you truly only need 1 to 2 campaigns in the entire account, and that's all you need. So I'm going to start with the most important campaign here to get started. By the way, when I say 1 or 2 campaigns, that's like for the early stages when you're just starting up. You can obviously create more campaigns as you get a bit more sophisticated, as you have a little bit more ad spend. But in the early stages, all you need is 1 or 2 campaigns, which makes it really easy for you guys to set up a fully functional, scalable system with very little effort. So this is the campaign type that we will be looking for right now. I like to just select create a campaign without a goals guidance, right? This makes it easy. We can just click whatever we want and we don't get kind of guided in certain ways. You want to select a search campaign. Now, search campaign is basically, it's what shows up in the search results when someone makes a search. So if you're a plumber and someone searches for plumbing near me, that's where it shows up. If you're a tree lopper and someone searches for I need someone to cut down trees for me, it shows up in those search results in Google, as you probably know already. All right, and then you're going to choose certain conversion goals. Now, just make sure that those conversions we created are the 2 that are in here. So phone call leads and lead form submissions. If there's anything else in here, just remove it. It could mess up your campaign optimization. Make sure we just got the 2 events that we set up, and they should look just like this. Then we'll click continue, and you don't have to click anything there. Don't worry, just click continue again. And then we got a campaign name. So make sure you give it a really obvious name so it's not confusing. We're going to say search because it's a search campaign. And then we're going to say new customers. And then we're going to give it location. So let's just say USA, right? Or let's say, Texas, actually. Why not? We'll go Texas. All right. So this is going to be a search campaign targeting new customers in Texas, right? Very straightforward. Okay. So now we get to choose our bidding strategy. Now, would you like to focus on conversions? Yes, of course, we love to focus on conversions. However, the Google account doesn't have any conversion data yet. If you try to tell it to focus on conversions when it doesn't have any conversion data, it's going to struggle to produce results because it needs data in order to produce the results you're looking for. So instead of targeting conversions, we're going to tell it to target clicks. So what this basically says is, hey, Google, go ahead and get me as many clicks as you can, because Google knows how to get clicks at this stage. It just doesn't know how to get conversions just yet. We're not going to set a limit on this because we don't know what the CPCs are like in our industry just yet. Once we start to see what the cost per clicks are like, then we can start to look at potentially setting a bid limit, and that will allow us to basically throttle our CPC so we don't spend too much. Now, we can also turn on new customer acquisition. You don't need this just yet. In this campaign, we're going to make sure that we only target new customers, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, once you've got this set up, you just click next. All right, and now we have another settings screen that we have to sort out. Now, this looks a little bit intimidating, but it's actually super easy to go through when you know what buttons to press. And luckily, I've done this about 1,000 times, so I know exactly which buttons to press. First of all, networks. You don't want to run on either of these networks. Google Search Partners and Google Display Network, they're not going to bring you high quality traffic. Search Partners Network is essentially other search networks that aren't google.com. Now, I imagine if you're running on Google Ads, you probably want to run on google.com, so we're going to exclude that. Next up is the Google Display Network. Now, the Google Display Network is basically going to show your ads on all those little pictures on websites. So like, let's say you go on a news website and you see all those ads on the side of the website. Those are the Google Display Network. You don't want to advertise on there. It's not high quality. If you're running a search campaign, you want to be advertising on google.com. All right, now locations, more important details here. Now, let's imagine, like I said, for the company, we are advertising in Texas. So we're going to write down Texas and we're going to target it just like that. Super easy. That's it. You just pick this location, you pick include. Now, the beauty of this is you can go down really, really deep. So you can target in a very particular way. If you go here into advanced search, we could say maybe we wanted to do maybe instead of Texas, we just want to do a 50-mile radius around Fort Worth. So we just type in Fort Worth, or actually, you know what we're going to do, radius, and then we go Fort Worth, just like that, and then we go 50 miles, and then bang. So maybe you can only service 50 miles around Fort Worth, that's easy. And then if you want, you can add in other locations too, let's say around Dallas as well, just like that, bang. We go 50 miles around Dallas, and now we got a radius around both of our locations, which is perfect. And let's just say that is our serviceable area for Logan's Logs. So we're going to save that, and that's our location. Now, don't stop there. This is a very important part, arguably the most important part of the location section. Make sure you select presence, not presence or interest. If you select presence or interest, you're telling Google that you are happy to target people who are interested in your location. This is not what you want to do, because you could be targeting someone from Thailand who's planning a trip to Dallas if they are interested in Dallas. You don't want to target these people. You only want to target presence, which is people in your location. So always, always, always select presence as you're targeting. Very important. Now, languages, I always just leave this as English. I don't think I've ever changed this before, but if you happen to be advertising in another language, feel free to put it in. EU political ads, in 99% of cases, you'll be clicking no. If you are running EU political ads, I guess you can click the yes. Audience segments, you don't need to worry about that. More settings, I don't think you need to worry about anything here either. We can leave that on, we can leave that, we can leave that, we can leave that. Don't even worry about it. Keep it simple. And let's keep on moving. Now, Google's going to tell you to try and use AI Max. Don't use it. Bad idea. AI Max basically gives all your power over to Google and lets Google do all the targeting, all the ad copy, everything for you. You're going to end up getting really poor results because AI doesn't have the information on what your ideal customers look like. You don't have any conversions in the account just yet. You don't have any data to show Google what a good customer looks like. So it's just going to find rubbish customers. It's not going to generate any results. Leave that off. Now, next up, keyword and asset generation. Now, this is going to be the AI aspect to where it tries to generate keywords and assets for you. Again, we're just going to skip this AI stuff. You know your business better than the AI does, and you can generate better ad copy than it can. So we're going to skip that as well. Now, this is the important part. This is the fun part, all right? So now we get to enter our keywords for our ad group. So we are going to say, like I said, we are Logan's Logs, right? So we do tree lopping, right? So tree lopping is our primary service that we want to target. Now, I imagine you probably have a primary service as well. You may have multiple services. If you have multiple services, you only want to focus on one service in this ad group. And we're going to start with your highest value service or your highest popularity service. So maybe you have something that's very expensive but no one buys it. Go with the service that you do the most, the one that you want to sell, and the one that you want to target on Google. In our case, we're going to say it's tree lopping. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter our keywords for this service so we can target people searching for our service on Google, and we can show up when people are searching for these terms. Now, if I were to just type in tree lopping like this, we would run into some issues. The reason is there are 3 different types of matching in Google. There's broad match, phrase match, and exact match. Now, the problem with broad match is denoted by you just type the words like that. That means broad match. Now, if you add these little quotation marks, it becomes phrase match. And then if you add these instead, square brackets, it becomes exact match. Now, broad match can match to basically anything on the internet. If I put in tree lopping as a broad match keyword, it could potentially match to something just like red oak tree, or where to get tree, or Christmas tree, even in some cases. So we don't want to do that. You either want to go phrase match or exact match. Now, in most cases, I'd say put in one phrase match keyword for your brand. and it has to be like the most relevant one. So in our case, tree lopping is the most relevant one. And then add in some exact match keywords for other terms. So like tree cutting near me, cut down tree business, tree cutting service, all this kind of stuff. You only need to put in 5 to 10 keywords. So I'll keep going here. We'll say tree removal services. And then we're going to say stuff like remove trees Dallas. And there we go. You should have, and then we'll just go tree lopping in exact match as well, just to be sure. And that should do. That should target exactly who you want to target. It'll show your ads to the right people because we're giving Google a very, very strict subset of what we want to target. Now, one thing to note is if we start running the campaigns, we start finding out that we're getting some poor quality traffic, like searches that don't look awfully related to these terms, change this main term from phrase to exact match and run everything on exact match. If you're getting unrelated terms, run exact match. There's a few other things we can do as well to protect against the unrelated terms, and I'll get to them later on in the video. So we've got all our keywords in there. That's all you have to do. Like I said, 5 to 10 keywords. Don't overcomplicate it. One phrase match, the rest exact match. That'll give you a good chance of targeting the right people. AI Max, we're keeping that turned off. We don't want to deal with this again. Just turned off. That's fine. All right, now we're going to create the ads. This is the fun part sometimes. So put in your final URL. So I think it was loganslogs.com was ours. Whatever yours is, you put it in. Display path, you probably don't need to worry about that. If you have a really funny looking website, then maybe you can change it, but not really necessary in most cases. Calls, phone number. So make sure you add in your phone number here. I'm just going to put in, again, this example number as the phone number. Make sure you add it, very, very important. Otherwise, you're not going to have a phone number to call in the, where was that? Yeah, perfect. You're not going to have a phone number to call in the ads. That's important. Okay, and then headlines. So now these are, it looks a bit scary. So once you put in 15 headlines, you don't need 15, don't worry. Just do 3 to 5 high quality headlines. So we're going to say tree lopping Texas, or the more specific you can be, the better actually. So we're going to say tree lopping Fort Worth. And we're going to keep that as our primary keyword because that just explains what we do. When someone searches for tree lopping, we want to make it very, very clear that exactly what we do is tree lopping. We don't want people to get confused with these, right? And then we're going to say, we're going to give them some other reasons to trust us, right? So what you want to focus on in these headlines is you want to drive emotions, build trust, and really buy and sell the click, essentially. So tree lopping Fort Worth, okay, great. It's exactly what we're looking for. And then we say, trusted by 1,000 plus happy customers. Okay, but it's a little too long. So instead it's going to go 1,000 plus happy customers. And we're going to make it even more specific. We're going to say 1,200 plus, we're going to say over 1,200 happy customers. Perfect. That'll do. But anything you want to say, you can say 5-star reviews, 4.9 stars, rated by 400 people, like 400 happy customers at 4.9 stars. Anything that just shows you're very reliable and you've been, you could even say 4.9 stars in business for 6 years or something along those lines, right? Just make it just show that you can be trustworthy and people should be clicking on you. Next up, we want to basically give them some emotion to make them try and click. Excuse me. So I might say something along the lines of, get rid of that ugly tree in your backyard. It's going to be too long though. Okay, we're going to say instead, ugly tree removal. Or you can say even tired of staring at that tree. Question mark? That's kind of a funny one, right? Tired of staring at that tree? Tree lopping Fort Worth, over 1,200 happy customers. Someone sees that and they go, oh my God, I'm so tired of staring at that tree. Oh, these guys are doing tree lopping based in Fort Worth. Oh, over 1,200 happy customers. Perfect. They're gonna be sold right there, right? You can add in some more things as well to change out, right? So we could say, for example, 60-minute response time, no call out fee, these kind of things, right, that people really appreciate. And would kind of sell your service well. And what Google's going to do, now I recommend only do 3 to 5 here. Don't do 15. What Google's going to do is going to mix and match these headlines to try and find the ideal combination. Realistically, your ideal combination is probably going to be your first 3 because it's your strongest headlines. But it may find that people like the 60-minute response time, or they don't like the no call out fee, or they like $200 off your first removal, right? So these are great reasons to great things to put in. Another good one to put in headlines is like offers like this, $200 off your first removal. People love that. So we got our headlines, done, perfect. Descriptions, now it's pretty much the same thing. We just basically expand on it, right? So it looks like Logan's Logs is a real website. I pulled this from the website. So what we want to say is just expand on everything. So Fort Worth tree lopping, and then we go satisfaction guaranteed, 60 years of happy customers, rated 4.9 stars. We're going to change that to rated 4.9 stars by 100 plus customers. And then we'll go another maybe emotional one. So time to finally remove that ugly stump from your backyard. Call now, $200 off your first. There we go. 2 descriptions. You can put in more if you like. Again, just make sure to include emotion, include trust, include discounts and offers, and include any other good features about your brand that you want to highlight. All right, business name and logos. Now, I won't be able to do this because it requires you to verify your company and profile, but I highly recommend you do it. All you have to do is click this Get Access, fill out a few company details, put in some information, and then you'll be able to add your business name and logo, and they'll show up right here with your logo and your name. Very important to add them in because they will make your ads look a lot more trustworthy. So go ahead and do that if you can. Next up, site links. So these aren't super important, to be honest, but what they show up is these little bubbles underneath your ad. On mobile, or then on desktop, they just appear as these little site links here. So usually you want to link them to additional pages. So it might be like About Us, and then you have another one that's like services. So under the services one, you might have multiple different services. So tree lopping, stump removal, and then just another random description. We do it all in the backyard. There you go. And then you put in the URL for the page. So this might be the services page. So you have a services page, About Us page, a Contact Us page, and then maybe a home page, right? You can put them in if you like. They're not really necessary. The only benefit is that you get to expand your real estate in the ad. So you get to show a bigger ad with more kind of text. So it can help just make you look a bit more, like a bit larger in the results, but it's not 100% necessary. Okay. And then call outs. So this is a good one to add. I definitely recommend it. It's like little things that people would appreciate. So like I said, $200 off your first removal, $200 off your first tree, 60 years in business, satisfaction guarantee, 1 hour response time guaranteed. 1 hour response time. Right? So these are the kind of things you want to add just to make it clear that you are a very trustworthy business and you have a lot of good things going for you. And that is it. That is all you have to do for the ad. So you can see now you've got a full Google ad ready to run on the platform. You've got your headlines, your descriptions, you've got your call extension so people can immediately call you, which is great because a lot of people will search for something like tree removal and then I'll see that link and they'll just immediately click it and go for it. So we've given it everything we need here for success. And now we can move on to the next step. I'm going to click done right there. I'm going to say next. Now it asks your budget. Now it wants me to put in $280 a day, but understandably, a lot of people won't want to put in that much. So instead, we'll set a custom budget of maybe $20 a day and we'll start there. Google's going to give you a bunch of these estimations. Don't really listen to them. They're not very accurate. It's not gospel by any means. and don't kind of go by it as if it's very, very important. But that's it. And then you just click next, and that's literally it. Now you are going to be at the publish screen. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to publish this campaign because I don't have a billing method set up, and obviously it's not a real business. So I won't be publishing this one today, but what you will do when this checks for errors, when this is complete, there'll be a big blue button right there that just says publish. All you have to do is click publish, and then your campaign is officially live. And with all of the attributes you set up, so all of your headlines, extensions, descriptions, your budget, your keywords, everything you've got, you'll be ready to rock and roll. Now, like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to publish this one, but I'll be right back in a moment with the next part of the guide and the next campaign that you need to get set up. If you want me to implement my entire 8-figure Google Ads system for your e-commerce brand, SaaS company, service-based business, whatever you are, as long as you run Google Ads, just click the first link below to book a call with my team. Okay, so fortunately I was able to publish a campaign, and it actually brought me to this screen here where it told me to set up with a Google tag. However, we've already set up our Google tag. If you get sent to this screen, don't worry about it. As long as you followed my full tag setup process at the beginning, you won't have to worry about setting up a tag here. If you didn't follow the process at the beginning, I do recommend following these instructions, making sure to put your tag into your website, into the head code of your website, and that will help you obviously track your ads. Now, but if you get the screen, just close it down. That's totally fine. Now you can see, if we go to the left here, campaigns and campaigns, you can see that we have created our first campaign. There it is, search new customers, Texas. What you can do is you can change your budget here. If you click into the campaign, you can see your ad group. So we just have a single ad group right now. We're gonna call it tree lopping because that's the service. If you want to create another service, you create it right here. So if you want, let's say we do tree lopping, but we also do stump removal as a separate service, right? I don't think we had it. So if you click it, it'll show you the keywords. Now we don't have stump removal, which is perfect. So what we do instead is we'd then create a new ad group here. We'd target keywords for stump removal near me, remove stump, all that kind of stuff. And then we'd create new keywords and new ads for it. All you have to do is click the plus here, and then you create the ad group and ad just like we did before. And that allows you to add all of your services in this one campaign and advertise them effectively. Now, if you find that you only want to advertise one for the moment, that's completely fine. Just leave the single one. But there's one more campaign that we will want to use in a specific situation. So if you are a established brand that is already getting customers, you're already getting leads coming in, you already have people who know about you, maybe you have word of mouth that's been around for a long time, you've been running for 20 years, but you don't run on Google, you want a branded campaign. Now, stay with me here as well. If you haven't run your business, if you're a brand new business, you still need to know what's coming up after this, because I'm going to show you exactly how to optimize your campaigns once you're running them. But feel free to skip ahead if you're running a brand new business. You won't need to learn about this specific campaign type just yet, although it would be good for you to know. So don't necessarily think it's a bad idea to listen. Anyway, let's get into it. So branded campaigns. What is a branded campaign? It means you're targeting people who are searching for your brand name. Now, it may sound silly to pay for people who are searching for your brand name because you're already going to show up in Google results. But in a lot of cases, you're not showing up in Google results, number one, because you have poor SEO. Number two, you may have competitors bidding on your brand name on Google. So that means when someone searches for your brand, a competitor is showing up instead and stealing your traffic. And number three, it gives Google a huge amount of data to help accelerate your performance. So you're very lucky if you've been running your brand for a long time and you can run a branding campaign, because you can use that to get data to Google, and Google can use that data to find new customers in this new customer campaign, which is the beauty of it. And that is what you are going to want to do with this branded campaign. So we're going to create a new campaign. Now, an easy way to do this, I find, is just to duplicate an existing campaign, because it's going to be very, very similar, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to copy that, and then we're going to paste that. Very, very simple. You click a tick, you click edit, you click copy, you click paste. And then we go paste. And we're going to go pause new campaigns after pasting. And what it's going to do is it's going to paste in our new campaign just here. Now, one more thing to note is we want to make sure that there's no overlap between these campaigns. So our new customer campaign and our branding campaign need to be targeting different groups of people. And we're going to implement something very soon to make sure that does happen, make sure we don't have any overlap between the two campaign types. But for now, we are just going to create this new campaign, and then I'll show you how to separate them out effectively. But I'm just going to pause right here because Google's taking a while to paste. All right, so we have a new campaign here, the Search New Customers Texas #2. Now we're going to rename this because obviously it's not new customers. This is a branded campaign. So we're just going to call it Search Brand Texas and that'll do because we're still advertising in the same location, so that's totally fine. If I can just quickly get rid of that number 2, there we go. All right, and now how do you edit this campaign? So you're gonna click on it, just there, and then it's gonna take you to the ad group screen. Now, we're gonna click on that. Well, first we're gonna rename this ad group. We're gonna call it branded, because it's all branded traffic. And then we're gonna click on that ad group, and it'll take us to the keywords section. Now, we obviously wanna edit these keywords because these keywords are leading to tree lopping. If we target these keywords in this campaign, it's just gonna overlap with all the traffic in the other one. There's gonna be no point running 2 campaigns. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click this square here to select all, then edit, then remove. I'm gonna remove all these keywords so there's nothing in the campaign and it's completely empty. Just giving a second there to remove. Google's a little bit slow today, taking its time. Okay, and then we're gonna plus to add keywords. Now, this is super easy, way easier than last time. All you gotta do is add your brand name, Logan's Logs, and add any spelling variations. Make sure it's in exact match format. Make sure you have square brackets around your keywords. Logan's Logs, Texas, and then we're gonna say Logan Logs, Logan tree lopping. Oh, we're not gonna do that. That's a bit too much. Logan Logs, tree lopping. So you just want to only put in terms that people would search for to find your business specifically. And these are terms people would search for to find Logan's business, right? So we're gonna save that. That's Logan Logs, branded keywords. Okay, great. That's keywords done. Super easy. Now we're gonna go over to ads. So we need to edit the ad as well, just to make sure it's perfectly aligned for our audience. So we're gonna go into that ads tab, just like I said, into ads, and then we're gonna hit the little pencil to edit. And when we're in here, we're gonna still send them the same page, but now we're gonna change the headlines. So if someone's looking for Logan's Logs, they want to know that they're seeing the right thing. So we're gonna keep all of our same headlines there, but we're also gonna add a new headline here called Logan's Logs, and we're gonna pin it in position 1. So this means that every single time you show this ad to someone, the first headline is Logan's Logs. So whenever someone sees this ad, it's very, very clear that you are the guys. Logan's Logs, 60-minute response time, $200 off the first removal. Boom. You see that? Someone's clicking on that. That's great, especially if they're searching for Logan's Logs. Then you go to descriptions here. We can keep descriptions the same. That's all good. And everything else can stay the same. Super easy. That's the only thing you have to change. And you just save that ad, and then you are good to go. And now you have your branded campaign set up and ready to roll. Simple as that. But we're not done yet. There's a couple more things you got to do to make sure that we keep these campaigns separate from each other. First of all, let's go back to campaigns, all campaigns, make sure you're on this screen here. Now we've got 2 campaigns, as you can see. Now we want to make sure this branded campaign is enabled. First of all, I'm going to pause both these right now, but make sure both are enabled, because if they're not enabled, you're not going to show your ads anywhere. No one's going to see them. And make sure you adjust the budgets accordingly. So your new customers should be making up the majority of your budget. So like in this case, let's say we're going to put $50 in that one, and then we're just going to put $5 a day in this one. Because especially if you're a smaller brand, you won't have many people searching for your brand name, so it doesn't need much spend. Typically a good guideline is branded traffic should only make up 10-20% of the account maybe, budget-wise. So as you can see, we're spending $50 here, $5 here, so that's a bit over, a bit under 10% there, like 8-9% on that one there. So that's great, and that works for us. Now, once you've added the budgets, this is the big important thing. You got to add negative keywords. So what we're going to do now is add negative keywords for our new customer campaign to make sure that it doesn't overlap with our branded campaign. Because our new customer campaign is focused on new customers, remember? So we click the campaign, then we go to keywords, then we go to negative keywords. And what we're doing in the negative keywords here is we're adding our brand name as a negative keyword, so this campaign can't target anyone searching for our brand. So we're going to go in here, add negative keywords, and we're going to go add negative keywords and create a new list. And we're putting in the exact same ones as last time, right? So Logan's Logs, Texas, Logan Log, anything that people would search for to find your business in particular. Logan Logs, there we go. That'll do for now, right? And we want to click this, save to new or existing list, and we're going to put it on a list just called brand, right? So this is our branded traffic. We're keeping it all together, and we're saving it. And now it's going to be applied to this campaign. There you go, boom. So now we've got a branded negative list on this campaign, which prevents this campaign from targeting any of your branded terms, which is perfect because now your branded campaign is just going to target branded terms, which is awesome, right? So we're sweet. That's all you need to set up the account. If you enable these campaigns right now and let them run, you'll probably start to get conversions and clicks, which is lovely, right? And when you see those conversions rolling in, they'll be showing up under this column over here, where you can see we've got conversion value here, but you see we can edit this to add in conversions. If you don't have it already, there you go. Conversions is in there now. I'm going to put it just there. So you can track exactly how many conversions you're getting. You can track your cost of the campaign, your CPC, your all this good stuff here to make sure that you are getting the performance you're looking for. Now, one last thing that I will add for you guys is when these campaigns are running, there are a few things you want to focus on, right? So as you know, we're running maximize clicks right now. Once you get 10 to 15 conversions, you want to change that to maximize conversions. All you got to do is click this settings cog here beside your campaign, and then you want to go into the bidding here, and then you'll switch bidding. You want to go change bid strategy and change it to conversions. And what that's going to do is going to try and maximize conversions. Once again, like I said, you need to have conversion data before you tell Google to maximize conversions. So make sure you've got at least 10 to 15 conversions, and then you can do that. Now, like I said, you can see how many conversions are coming through. If you go into your goals and then conversions and then summary, you'll be able to see exactly which conversions are coming through too. So you can have a look in here and you can see, how many lead form submissions you're getting, how many phone calls you're getting. But you can seriously just run these two campaigns and they will generate clicks for you, and they will probably generate leads. Like I said, you need to make sure that you are, that if you find you're getting a lot of traffic. Now, how do you check your traffic? Good question. Go into your campaign. So click the campaign and then go to insights and reports and go to search terms. This is a very important tab. So what this tab will show you, we don't have anything there yet, but it'll show you what people are actually searching to trigger your ads. Now, if you see in here, there's a lot of terms that aren't really relevant to your service. What you want to do is add them as negative keywords. So you'll be able to just click on them, select them, and then you'll be able to click add as negatives, and you can add them as negative keywords to prevent Google from targeting it again. So if you're, say, a tree lopping company and you see someone searching for Christmas trees, then you go, okay, I don't sell that, obviously. So you're going to add that as a negative keyword because you don't want to target it. Now, beyond that as well, if you find it happens over and over again, you can't even keep up with the negative keywords and you're checking them every single day and you're having to exclude everything, go into your keywords, like I said, in the campaign and change this phrase match to exact match. If you're running just on exact match, you're going to have really, really close matching, so you won't have to worry about that. But like I said, the most important thing to do in the account is check your search terms. So every single day, if you can, at least every 2 days, check your search terms, look through all of them, exclude any low quality terms, anything that looks like it's not the right traffic or not people interested in your service, because Google tells you exactly what they're searching and you can just kick them out. And then keep doing that. It'll make your quality better and better over time. And then switch to maximize conversions bidding once you have 10 to 15 conversions. And then you're off to the races. That's all you need. You can look at setting up a PMAX campaign down the line, display campaign down the line, but these are the only two campaign types you actually need to succeed on Google Ads. And because you stayed to the very end and I've showed you literally everything you need to set up the account, I'm now going to show you my optimization guide and how you can use that to keep optimizing your account. So this is my account optimization checklist. As you can see here, this checklist has a full guide on this first tab here, which walks you through exactly how to use a checklist. Now it's built for both e-commerce and service-based accounts. Now, if you're a service-based account, you only have search campaigns. So the only tabs you'll need to use are the general scaling checklist to check in on these things here and the search campaign optimization checklist. You won't have to worry about anything else for you. And it basically walks you through everything you need to be checking on every 72 hours, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a 90-day basis. You can see here, for example, like I just said, add negative keywords to exclude irrelevant traffic, right? Search term audit. You want to check your search terms, add negative keywords. And then if you see high quality keywords, add them as new keywords, right? So you can see there's a lot of gems in here that are going to really help you scale on up, and general scaling checklist to make sure you're moving budgets at the right time and moving ahead, right? And so I'm going to link this guide in the description below, this checklist down below, so you can use this for yourself and start scaling your own ads and your own Google until you need help from some professionals, and then maybe we can jump in and take you from $100K a month to $1 million a month, right? But I hope this is everything you need to set up your service-based account on Google Ads. I hope you found this helpful. And if you want any help from us, of course, if you're a business doing over $1 million a year, then we would love to talk to you. We'd love to help you on Google Ads. Feel free to book a call down below. We can have a chat and see how we can help you out on Google. Because if you're already making over $1 million a year and you're not already scaling on Google, there's probably a huge amount of potential for you to keep on scaling. Even if you're a little bit under $1 million, maybe doing 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, more than happy to chat with you and see if we can help. Anyway, that's all for me today. I hope you found this one helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.